Hello, welcome everyone. Can you hear me? I just had to get up and put the air conditioning on. It's so muggy here. We've had a stack of rain. I'm looking at the comments, not at you. My apologies. Welcome. Um, I've got a lot to do today. We're going to be doing some more interactive cards. I know you're probably sick of them. I don't know, but I'm not. So I figured someone might want to see. So I have a few different things that I want to share. I wanted to sort of change up a shaker card. So let me head down. I better make that a bit. I have done a little bit of prep because, like I said, there's a lot to do today. So I'm going to be doing an inside out shaker, or inside out. So the shaking is going to be on the inside of the card. And I got this idea recently. So I'm just doing some colouring while I'm talking, which is, not easy for me. I can't do two things at once. But I recently was using the Spellbinders fresh something, picked something dies. They're a really cool shape. And I was inspired by the domes. I don't know if you've seen them. I did a card. I shared it yet? I did. It was the dinosaur with the shaker domes. So they're a fairly new product for Spellbinders. So when I saw them, I just had to have them. So I don't know. I've been spending way too much money lately. Don't tell my husband. But just thought they're a really good way to get more out of my nesting dies and just have a bit of fun with them. So I saw there's more. I've actually got more on the way, more shapes. So if you're really sick of shaker cards, tell me and I'll just make them and I won't share them. So if you've got any questions today, just type in capitals. So I'll try not to miss. When I'm colouring in particular, I don't get to look up as much because I'm trying not to go outside the lines and trying to make it fairly quick colouring today, because this is not about the colouring. This is definitely about the shaker, but I thought I'd just do some really quick. I had to grab the Copics. I was going to get the hoo-hoos out, and I forgot. So I haven't got them beside me. I need to get some more storage. You know what we're like with our organising. I have these cubes that I keep my Copics and markers in, but I've run out of room. So I've got all of my markers in there, so I can just grab them, except for the hoo-hoos. And I don't know if you're like me, but I really do need to see stuff. I don't have lovely closed door cupboards. I do keep some things in drawers, but even then I forget that I've got them because I'm not looking at them all the time. So that is not a good thing. Oops. I haven't coloured this little fella before, so I'm finding bits. It's cute though. I'm a bit of a Grinch, except when it comes to Christmas cards and eating. They're my two favourite things at Christmas, and some Christmas music. A bit partial, although my husband hates it. As everyone, I suppose, in the US, you guys are so busy with all the other stuff, aren't you? Like Thanksgiving and that. You probably haven't had much of a chance to think about all the Christmassy stuff. See, don't typically do like Halloween or Thanksgiving. So for us, it's just Christmas. I'm gonna paint. Sorry, now stop talking. So I want to do basically a different style of shaker, because I know that I wonder if I was even going to use this colour here. I probably wasn't. Not that it matters. Because even though we might get sick of making them, the people who get the shaker cards, these interactive cards, I gave someone a wiper card the other day and they just loved it. You know, do you know the wiper cards, the ones where you open it up and something pops up from the center? And I just kind of, you know, you forget because you are, you know, making them all the time, how much fun it can be for the people who get them. So I did. How dark is that one? Let's just spend our whole time colouring. What's everyone been up to? Everyone done all their card making for Christmas? I've still got a couple more Christmas card making videos that I have really got ready. I shared one last weekend. If you saw, I did some florals, but non-Christmassy florals. I think we need just a little bit more shading here. This is all about the shaker. All right. Hello, everyone. So what are you chatting about? You do like interactive cards? Donna loves interactive cards. Thank you. Louise, you're not late. I think I was a little bit early starting, but I was getting a bit, I got a lot to do. And I was thinking, I'm going to run out of time. So you haven't missed anything, just a bit of colouring. So that's my basic image, and that's from the Merry Grinchmas set. It's a cat scrappiness, and I've used these Grinch images a bit this year, and the reason I chose him is I thought he fit really well in this size shaker dome, and I did want to add, I'd had this ready to go. I had some things ready, a little bit, hopefully. I'm going to just put like the Shake Me. How cool is this set? It's one of my new favorites. And it's even got Press Me, so now I can do light up cards and I don't have to write Press Me. I thought he's a bit cheeky, this little fella. So I want the shaker element to shake around him. But what I was thinking was, how do I line it up? I mean, I know there's probably an easier way to do it, but I worked out the size. This is the nesting dies. So you could use, if you've got the Spellbinders ones, they've actually released a lot of different dimes for all the different shapes now. And I just chose the one that fit closest to the dome. And I've done a little template here just with some copy paper. So I can kind of work out where it's going to sit on the inside and the outside. I don't think it's really going to matter too much, but I just thought, and I better open that up. Otherwise that could be a disaster. Well, card making disaster, not like real world stuff. This is just a normal A2 card. So Lisa said she loved the floral Christmas cards, and she's got her presents wrapped and posted. Overseas cards were sent today. Well done. That's amazing. Because I think we all got caught out a few years ago with the postage. It seems to be, oh, look what I've done there. I had it crooked. That's okay. I'm going to cover it anyway. Oh. Okay, so that gives me the center there. When you have an A2 panel and you want to put it on the inside of a card, you'll find that it sometimes is a little bit wide for the back. So sometimes you just need to snip off a little piece on the side. So now I've got my image on the inside. I want to add my shaker to the inside as well. So I think that'll be fine. I'll just add this. Into the center. I just realized I haven't eaten breakfast yet. Not a bad thing. And the reason I didn't draw, you could always do that on the, directly on the card. I just didn't want the Copic, the alcohol marker showing through. So, kind of going to cheat a little bit here. Thought it'd be fun to have some design paper. So I'll line it up there and line this up again. Should work out fairly similarly from the width. And the other thing I've been doing is shopping. These Black Friday sales, it's good, but it's bad. I have been doing quite a bit of shopping, but it's stuff that, so this is how I'm saving money, you see, because it's stuff I was going to buy anyway. Is that, I've been told that's girl logic. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm actually saving money by spending money. And I don't know if you'd agree or not. So let's see how that went. So my theory is, I know that I'm going to have to probably take a little bit off the side. See how that can affect where it folds. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I make you sick? This is probably one of my favorite papers for the pack. It's actually a really cool paper pack. There's some really nice papers in there. Take slither. That could work. I reckon maybe just a little tiny bit more. Am I pushing my luck? You know what it's like when you just take that little bit too much. The other thing I could do is make it have a white border on the inside. That would work too, I think. Should have used the big trimmer. Beautiful. Oh, Christine hasn't had breakfast either. Is it breakfast time for you, Christine? Where'd you say? California. So, oh, you haven't had breakfast or lunch. Oh, I'd be cranky. My husband would be at me going like, have you eaten? Have you eaten today? He says. I get distracted. All right, so this is the bit. I figured if I do it this way, so add my tape. Now, what's going to be the best way to glue it? What are your thoughts? I was kind of thinking some double-sided tape, but then oh, here it is. And then I've got to remember to put the shakers in. Oh, Jen's saying her hubby just made her breakfast. Or maybe he can come around here and make mine. That would be nice. It's a real thing, the hangry. I know it's a real thing. Especially for me, I'm a grazer. And I think I kind of graze all day on food. Or I'm thinking about food. June says it's definitely girl logic because my husband doesn't understand the concept of saving money by spending money on sales. It is girl logic. So that's true because I was going to buy it anyway. So definitely saving. Now my theory is if I put that in there, and can you see these? How cool are these? And they're quite big. Some of these balls are big in there, so I thought they're not going to go very well in like thin shaker card. Perfect for this big window. Look at those. They're all coming out. How many do you need? This is always the big thing with shakers, isn't it? Like, when is enough enough? I like these hearts. They're pretty cool. You don't want to cover the whole image, but then you still want to be able to shake it. All right, so next, now, because it's fat dome, there we go. The basics of an inside-out shaker. How cool is that? All right, now this is where I cheated. I should be using my other tape. And I know that double-sided tape should hold nice. Okay, that was how I had it, wasn't it? Just leave it like that. I mean, I could have cut it down with the on there. Trimmer or with, but I figured this way I know it's going to fit. I cut it straight. How are we going? Ooh. I might have to cut that down on my trimmer. Excuse me. Just make it all the same height. That's okay. I'm going to cover the front anyway. That's hilarious. Dare I try it again? No, I'm not going to cover the front. You get the drift. I haven't had the best week, can I just say? Well, I got my car towed yesterday. It broke down. So now I'm carless. And then we lost power and one thing after another. But that's okay. We will survive. So I kind of want to make sure I've got some of his faces. This is the paper I want to use on the front. I have to make sure it's still going to fit. Of course it'll fit. Got to cut it down anyway. I reckon about there. That should be fun. The sound of that shaker. Yes, I know it's not been a good week. That's okay. I get to make cards with you guys today, and that makes it all good. So thank you for joining me. All right. So by making this, I was thinking, how could you do it like an inside-out shaker without having the domes? I'm probably going to have to create a false front for that now. And the other thing you can do with these, I've done it before, is you get the next size up here, and you can make a border as well. That's a lot of fun. So that's my crooked edge, isn't it? Go for this one instead. Okay. I'll leave that top one for the minute. The other thing I thought about doing was die cutting it with the, I'll cut it to this one, and then what I can do is line the inside of the front of the card. So then that will still be the same. There's a way to fix everything. Promise. Well, most things. He does need a sentiment. And I thought I'd just use one out of the set. That means that I don't have to think too much, because that's easy for me if I don't have to think too much. You might notice a definite lack of thinking. Donna says it's getting very hot up here in the tropics. I would have to agree with you. We had last Saturday, I think it was Saturday, we had 7 inches of rain in one day at my house. It was a little bit wet for the chooks. I have to say, they weren't impressed. And once it rains and then it gets hot, then it gets humid and muggy, and at least this year my air conditioning won't be broken, hopefully, like it did last Christmas on the big storm. That wasn't fun. It was one of our hottest summers here too, and we didn't have air conditioning for a couple of months. So heating doesn't matter so much here because it actually doesn't get that cold. I'm in the subtropics, so. Oh, I need this. I thought I'd make a speech bubbly thing. This is one of my go-to sets. I've had it for years. It's really old. It's like, I think it's their first one. It's like code is 001 or something. It's a called Chat Bubbles from Penny Black. One thing is though, because they're solid dies, I usually keep like a template in the packaging. I've warped it, haven't I? That should help. The week I'm having it doesn't matter anyway. I can always do it again. And it's not that bad. It's not that bad a week. People have a lot worse weeks. Sure. Anyway, I'm just lucky. This year, last year, they opened a supermarket, which is only like a small, we never had even a corner shop for years, so nowhere to really even get bread and milk. And now I've got one within walking distance, so at least I won't starve. Because I know you're worried about that. It's all me anyway. It's always about the food. Okay, did that work? There we go. And I did actually cut the second one. Can you see the shaking? Oh yeah, wasn't sure. I didn't measure that up. If I'm not sure, actually that's what I should show you too. When I was looking at the sentiments in the pack, I didn't know, in the stamp set, I just literally will hold them over the sentiments to see if they fit and whether they're the right shape for what I want, like the arrows. Otherwise, I'll just use like a circle die or a rectangle die and add a little triangle to the base of it. That works really well. And create my own sentiment speech bubble with any shape. Well, you don't have to have one of everything. I thought I'd put that on the outside here. Do you reckon that'll work? I'm gonna have to build it up, Buttercup. Some black. Not gonna work. Uh-oh, somehow I've tangled my here it is. I got tangled in my cord for my microphone. Having a huge day. Okay. These scrapbook adhesive foam squares are awesome. I don't know if you've ever used them. I've been using them for years. I kind of mix it up between a few different kinds, but keep going back to these. I'm going to need a couple, aren't I? So I want it to sit. It's going to be huge, isn't it? Oh well. Be hand gifted anyway. It's like 3 high. But then these domes are quite thick. So for postage, that could be a bit of a pain. You'd have to use like a padded envelope or a rigid mailer, something like that. But there we go. How'd we do? Do you want me to walk you through my thoughts on doing a similar card but without the dome? Because that's what I was hoping to get this done fairly quickly. Andrea's saying she loses stuff all the time in her piles of paper. I know, that's how we roll. Okay. All right, so you could do this with any, what I was thinking, I don't know if it's going to work, but I thought we could try it together. So I've got a piece of cardstock. It's 5.5 inches, so it's a normal height for a A2 size, US size card. I'm going to score it at the normal A2 width. Then I'm going to score it again, not 1 over. I just want it to be slightly 1 over. I mean, you could do a couple over, but just about 5 millimeters is what I reckon I'm going to need. I could measure it. It would be safer, wouldn't it? And I know you're going to ask me, what's that in inches? It's like 3/6. Is there such a thing as a 1/16 of an inch? I don't know. So it's like 3/16 of an inch. I might be making it a bit wide. It doesn't really, depends how fat you're going to make your shaker. This is what this width is for. That's so we're going to be able to fit the shaker in the card. Thought it'd just be easier to use the same template here. Andrea, where did I put it? Oh, it's probably still on that other piece of cardstock. Where is that? I'm looking for it. Looking for it. Nope. That's it. We're finished. Oh, no, here it is. Thank you. Were you telling me that? I am, Kathleen. So what I thought, we want to make the shaker on the inside of the card. It's going to be flat because we don't have the dome, but that's fine. It'll still be visible from the outside. So by having a wider spine, when we build up with the foam on the inside, we'll have space to fold the front. So, and the other way you could do it is use a normal A2 card base, but add another score line in the center and then just make your card a little bit thinner. But I still wanted to keep the A2 size. Hopefully you'll see what I mean as we make it together. I don't know, it might not work. So that's going to be the front of my card. I'm going to keep that template and this, obviously. I'll be using this again. Oh, I just did that the wrong way, didn't I? It's meant to be on the, doesn't matter. Because the valley is the, we all know that. The valley goes to the outside. That's okay, I'll work it. Because this is £110. It's going to take a bit of working because I've done it the wrong way. That's okay. It will still fold, just won't be as crisp. May crack. Hopefully not. So I've got a couple more Christmas videos coming out. What else have I got going on? A few things behind the scenes at the moment, actually, that I can't share yet. Don't tell anybody. Right, so I need something to put in the back. My pile of bits I keep. That'll be quick. Okay. That'll be pretty, won't it? Okay. Tape. Now I don't want to put too much, I don't want glue to be on the edge of this too much because the shaker bits will stick to it. This is a leftover from the last Christmas card video, which I remember to put that in the links below. If you haven't seen it after this, head there, check it out. That was fun. It doesn't look like a Christmas floral. This is actually a couple of layers thick too. It'll be good. Just need to be aware of that. We're going to create a shaker well. Let's some cardstock. Got pink. Try not to overthink it. So I want it to be the same width as that. We can go this way, can't we? Or we go with the might be easier to go that way first, is it? Let me think. Five and a half. Because I could do the same thing where I just cut it off like before, but I saw how well that went for me. If I try it this way, see if it works better. If it doesn't, it's only cardstock. The thing that's worrying me is that flower is actually a couple of layers of cardstock. And I was hoping, I was going to use sequins and they might sneak under the edges. I might have to create a well. Those sneaky little sequins. They do that. Yeah. Did that work? Nope. Not exact, is it? That's why I was thinking the other way was easier. If it's not slightly bigger, then I can just cut it down. And it's got to be exact. I might be able to use this one on the front. The other thing I could do, and I was going to do that on this one, I probably won't have time to finish it, is do like a border, like I was saying before, cut a border out. I just think it's easier to go big and then cut down. For me, that works better. Has anyone got a better idea? What's a piece of stocking over the end of your vacuum hose? Oh, that's a clever idea. You're vacuuming up your craft room. So we'll go back to plan A. I think this did work better. And I'll use the scraps. I always do. Sentiments and stuff. And I'll be able to use this other one on the front panel easily. Kathleen's saying, Therese, if you cut it so there is a white stripe of the base down each side of the base. Yeah, I think that would work too. I could have like a border on the inside. That would work. Oops. To me, that just makes more sense. Oh, and the other thing you can do is like do repositionable tape and then fold things over, and then you know you're in the right spot. That works as well. I'm trying to remember how much cardstock is behind here. I'll work it out. I'll use the foam tape now to create my well. Actually, I'll cut this down first. So the width of that's pretty good against the spine. These domes make life easy. Hold it together. Actually, that might be a good way of doing it. Do that. I want to cut it before I add the foam tape, because what happened last time was it shifted in my paper trimmer just because it was so thick. This way I know it's going to be perfect. Okay. Now, the thing I need to do is put the acetate in here, don't I? Because I'm going to forget. I'll do that now. Otherwise, it would be a non-shaker window, which would be pretty too. Doesn't all have to shake. Oh, it's right on the edge. Cool. So we've got the window. Now we just need to build it up and create a shaker well in the back. You could also heat emboss a sentiment onto that acetate. That would be really pretty. And I agree, Andrea, a border would be great. Now, one layer of shaker, one width is never enough. So I'm doubling it up. And if it gets sticky on the edges, you can use a powder tool to deactivate the stick. Kathleen's saying there's no mistakes in crafting, only creative opportunities. I absolutely agree with you 110% today. And it's amazing what you can save. Like something that you think is just totally ruined. It's incredible. I'm creating the well with a bit of imagination, what can actually be saved. Ask me how I know that. Just watch today's video. That's a bit long. So I put this a little bit lower so the sequins can... Are we still going with sequins? I think we'll have to. I had some out. More tape. I have heard about thicker tape that you can get from Pear Blossom Press. Am I saying that right? Because they do all the light up cards and it's repositionable for the first 24 hours. I need some. Because I definitely love to create interactive cards at the moment. I'll just close that gap. So, do you reckon this is going to work? I was lying in bed last night thinking about whether this will work or not. I'm glad that we had a bit of time to play with this idea. All right. I haven't doubled up the cardstock here. It is a thicker weight cardstock, this one. It's one of the new ones from Altenew, I think. Coral Bliss, I reckon it's called. It's really pretty. So my theory is if we can add the shaker bits, you could decorate this however you like. So I could do that again. I haven't got any repositionable tape. This could be scary. I could always add like a flower or something. Should I use that? What have we got to lose? Could be a embellishment opportunity. I used to have repositionable tape, but I never really used it very much. So I tend to use the dotted tapes, and then they don't, you know, then certainly do have a lot stronger. Oh, whoopsie, I'm shifting it. And the other thing is I could always, if it's just off a little bit, like if you can see the inside, create a border using the nesting die, whatever nesting dies you've chosen to use. And on the front panel, just have it a bit smaller. And that will cover any discrepancy. What do we need? Our pink. Okay, here we go again. How much is enough? I reckon we'll go with that. That's a really pretty colour. So I want that to be even with that base. How we go. And if you haven't got one of these, like $3 well spent. I use mine all the time because it just removes adhesive. And I can't remember what they're called. Can someone help me? But it will pick up adhesive. There's a lot of different adhesive removers, but these last for years. I'm on my second one. I've been paper crafting since 2005. So a couple of options here. You could do the cut along the side or paper trim. I'm going to go cut because it's a bit quicker. And I can decorate the front with some design paper. Again, what did I say about being a bit quicker? A bit quicker. Told you I haven't had breakfast yet. But there you go, you get the idea. Did it work? So the thickness of the book or the side is going to depend on the thickness of your foam. So I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if you think it worked. I think it. And then I can just decorate the front. So the first one was done using the dome shakers. Both of the cards I use these fresh picked labels, but you could use whatever nesting shape dies you have. It'd be really pretty even just with a plain circle. I think that would work really well. And then I use the shaker domes. They work really well with these sprinkles because they're so fat. If I was having to like those red balls in there in particular, they're not going to fit in a normal shaker well, so something like that would work really well. That's fine. Plus it's the Grinch. Definitely got some thickness to it though. And then our homemade version where we've created inside out shaker. And it's a bit staticky. That's okay, it'll wear down. But this is just a good option to use with whatever you have at home. So I don't know, it's pretty. So I could decorate the front with some design paper, put a border on. Could you, that's what I was saying here. If you're worried about being able to see, or if you did it slightly crooked, it really doesn't matter. Just create a border for the front that is, I've got one here, smaller. Yeah, this is my dash of bits. See, and then you could, if you make it slightly smaller, use one of the smaller sizes. You could bring it in and hide it, like hide any discrepancies with that. It'd be lovely with a gold border or something. So I might do that on this one. You'll see, I'll share it at my blog and Insta and stuff. So quite different style cards, but any questions? Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Thank you very much for being here. I've put some links. I don't know if I share, because I sent an email out and I've got my classes on sale at my blog. So 70% off But these are the summit classes. So if you've done the summits, you've probably already seen the classes, or if you own the all access passes. So don't go rebuying if you already have them. But if you haven't seen them, or you want to have permanent access to them and join my classroom and join my Facebook group, then head over there. Like they're it's not even, I don't think it's $5 a class. So it's on till Monday. Oh, I forgot to write that in the email. Yeah, so that 70% off all my classes until Monday, December the 3rd. Is it? Whatever Monday is. Is it the 2nd? So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll try and be back here on December the 12th, which is 2 Thursdays time. I have not got my roster yet, so I don't know what I'm working that day. Hopefully my car will be fixed. Otherwise, I don't know. Uber to work, I think. All right, thank you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Just write them in the because this live chat will be closed. You just need to write them in the comments, or you can always email me at Therese@lostinpaper.com. Have a great day.